plaque marks the spot of the Society's first United States-based Conference of Vincentians, here at the old cathedral in the shadow of St. Louis's Gateway Arch. Across the country, the Society of St. Vincent de Paul offers comfort and hope to the homeless. In Los Angeles County, California, on any given night, more than 44,000 people can be found sleeping on the streets. As Paul Boron shows us, the Society's Cardinal Manning Center in downtown Los Angeles' Skid Row area provides a safe shelter and hope for the homeless.
It all started 30 years ago out here on this sidewalk right here. That's where I lived and I slept for many days before I was invited into the building.
Tyrone Taylor vividly remembers more than 2 decades wandering the streets in the Skid Row area of Los Angeles.
I made my own bed by making my own decisions, and I found myself drinking and using.
A series of bad choices, including drug and alcohol abuse, turned Skid Row into Tyrone's very own boulevard of broken dreams. More than 20 years of stops and starts would lead to a fateful encounter with a daughter he hadn't seen since she was a little girl.
She called my name and I didn't know who she was, and she embraced me and said, I'm your daughter, Dad. And those words perished my spirit. I actually seen for a moment her going high school, never wasn't there. Going through the prom, I wasn't there. She getting married, I wasn't there. She having kids, I wasn't there. And I felt so ashamed of what I had became. And from the deepest of my spirit, I cried out for help.
That help came at the same Cardinal Manning Center Tyrone had once slept outside of, a homeless shelter run by the Los Angeles Council of the Society of St. Vincent de Paul.
If you want to get recovery here, if you want to be fixed on Skid Row, it can happen, but you have to want to do it. And we have a process with those that want to change their lives. We have a process that works.
Vincentian David Fields, the Society's executive director in Los Angeles, says the Cardinal Manning Center provides emergency and transitional housing programs. Programs with proven success in transitioning homeless men off the streets and into housing.
I find out how impactful we are on their lives. And what we get is that whole Vincentian element of treating people with dignity and respect. And they don't always maybe get that everywhere else that they've had encounters. So when they come here, they get this sense of love and compassion.
Social Services Operations Manager Sylvia Huerta, a longtime Vincentian, says the Society's approach stands out in a crowded social services arena.
They're able to talk to people here. People will listen. People will understand, will help. Some of these guys, all they want is for someone to just sit and listen. And they just talk what they feel. Other places, they don't have the time for that. It's more like a number and what the needs are, and out you go.
The Cardinal Manning Center is a fabric of Los Angeles Skid Row community, home to a large transient and homeless population. Many community groups give of their time and talent here, including Vincentians, who regularly serve meals. Every Saturday at the Cardinal Manning Center, members of the St. Vincent de Paul Conference at St. Basil Catholic Church in the Koreatown section of Los Angeles, which includes many young Vincentians, serve a healthy homemade breakfast for those most in need.
Always we must be happy with them, and first job is eye contact with homeless people.
Vincentian Joseph Ahn believes he gets so much out of his experience at the Cardinal Manning Center that he receives more spiritually than those individuals in need that he helps serve.
This is not help others. I think eventually it is help ourselves, I think.
It's giving of himself in service to others that Joseph hopes stays with him the rest of his life.
I like it and I love it, and so if possible, I want to do this mission until die, if possible.
This love of the mission of person-to-person service to those who are in need and suffering is echoed by David Fields and Sylvia Huerta.
I'm blessed. I feel like the Holy Spirit guides me to do what I need to do to make a difference in as many people's lives as we can.
They give you a smile. They cry in front of you because either they're hurting, they make you cry, they make you laugh. They do all kinds of things, and it makes you grow as a person, as a human being, and how much I think you tend to start caring for these people. I think that's why I'm still here. It calls me. It just feels good.
You just got to keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing, because one person going to appreciate it is worth it. It's worth it, you know. So I'm one of the ones.
Tyrone took advantage of the Manning Center programs to rebuild his life and get a roof over his head. And now he finds daily redemption by giving back to the society and the people it serves.
I feel free on the inside. And I help people wherever I go, and it's helping me. You don't know, helping them helps me. And I call it the gift from God. And that gift is when God gives me this gift that I embrace. I take this gift and I incorporate it in my life. And at some point in my journey, I take that same gift that's incorporated in my life and I rewrap it up and I pass it on to another suffering alcoholic addict.
I'm impressed with his life and how much he has changed. He was out on the streets for quite some time eventually until he came to this place and he was looking for help. He was helped because he asked for help. He actually walked in here asking for help. Eventually put himself together.
Tyrone has remained sober and drug-free, and he's reunited with his family he once left behind. He knows he couldn't have done all of this without the kind hearts of caring members of the Society of St. Vincent de Paul.
But it's a process, and it's sometimes hard because I'm just now starting to live a life that I should have been living a long time ago. People at St. Vincent, they were there through all that. Man, I'm so grateful for these people here, you know. So whenever they ask me to come out and share or come out and talk about my experience, it starts right here. Now, if they can do that for a guy like me, they can do it for anybody.
The Society offered Tyrone a compassionate helping hand, and it does so for countless others every day. For Our Faith in Action, today's Society of St. Vincent de Paul, I'm Paul Boron.
Giving hope to the hopeless and second chances to those behind bars. Just ahead, we'll take you inside Stay Out of Jail Night to hear the stories of redemption of returning citizens being given a helping hand through jail and prison ministry.
Vincentians grow closer to God through working face-to-face with the poor. The Society of St. Vincent de Paul offers the chance to live your faith, grow spiritually, and develop Christian friendships while serving those in need. Through person-to-person service, food pantries, mentoring, advocacy, and more, the Society helps people move out of poverty to self-sufficiency. You can learn more at www.svdpusa.org.